So thanks everybody for coming. It's obviously a very exciting day for our organization to have signed Auston to a 5-year contract extension, which will take us through to 2023, 2024. We're obviously very thankful to our organization, MLSC, Brendan Shanahan, and our ownership group for giving us the opportunity to do this with Auston, and then most importantly, thankful to Auston, his parents, Brian and Emma, for their commitment to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and also to Judd Moldaver and Jeff Jackson from Wasserman Orr Group. They've been excellent to work with throughout this whole process. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Auston, and it's a very exciting day for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So thank you.
Is it important, Auston, to get this deal done now, much sooner than later to you?
I don't know if it was important, but I think everything came together, and for me, I guess you could always wait, but I had no problem signing during the season. And obviously I'm very proud to be a Maple Leaf today and for the foreseeable future.
How long were the talks going on for?
I don't know. I think they kind of heated up a bit the last 2 weeks, and my agents, Kyle and management, I'm sure talked quite a bit, and then kind of finalized it today. So it's definitely a pretty special day for myself, my family, and I'm very excited.
What kind of thoughts go through your mind when you look at those numbers and actually sign and it's official?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I think you do a lot of, you kind of think back a little bit and kind of go through when you're a kid and everything. But for me, I'm extremely proud and I'm happy, and I know my family who's here is extremely proud of me as well. So it's a special day, and I love playing here. I love this city, my teammates, management, the whole staff, top to bottom. So for me, it's extremely special.
What do you enjoy most about being a Maple Leaf, playing in this city?
Well, I don't think there's anything like playing in the city. Just from our fans, the support we get day in, day out, walking around the street, getting recognized. That's not something I ever really imagined when I was a kid growing up in Arizona to play in a market like this. So it's definitely something I don't take for granted. My family, I don't think anybody on the team takes for granted to play in a special market like this. And obviously, we want to accomplish our ultimate goal, which is a Stanley Cup, and make the city proud. And we're working towards that every day.
Notable contracts over the last couple of years, guys like David Eichel arrived at 8 years. How did you arrive at 5 years? What's the right length for you?
A lot of guys have done 5 years. Before, I think we understand the cap restraints that we have and that the league and every single team has. So we kind of we went through everything from 3 to 8, and we kind of settled on 5. And I think both sides are obviously happy and happy to kind of get this over with and move on. And so for myself, I'm proud, and for my family, extremely excited.
With this 5-year deal, and it's not the 8 years that some people had talked about, but the 5 years, and the team that's been assembled now, do you feel the pressure from fans to win now and get that ultimate goal that you just talked about?
I think we'll always feel the pressure from fans here, but they want a team, a championship team, and we want to give it to them. The city deserves it. So for us, I think we're not we don't get too caught up in all that. We take it day by day, and obviously we got a special team, a lot of talented players, and like I said, we were doing everything to get to that ultimate goal, get to the top of the mountain, and we work every day to accomplish that.
Someone told you when you may be a teenager that in your 4th NHL season you'd be making $3 million more than Sidney Crosby. You would have thought what?
I would have thought they're crazy, but I think that's the way the market is. It moves, and I never thought. It was always a dream of mine to play in the NHL, but obviously, when you get down to it, it's a lot of money, and it's great. It's obviously an exciting day for myself. I'm proud to wear the Maple Leaf every night. I want to make my family proud, the city of Toronto proud, and I think everybody in this locker room does as well.
Were any other teams making offers to you?
I don't know.
Auston, how involved are you in the process, and was it any of it a distraction?
No, it wasn't a distraction. I would talk with my agents and my dad, who was also involved every once in a while, but I kind of left that to them. I have full faith and trust in and Judd Moldaver, Jeff Jackson, the Wasserman team, and to let them do what they do, and let them speak with Kyle and the management, and then when they came to me and said, we think we have a deal done, and to move forward, and I was obviously happy with it, and here we are today.
What was some of the reaction that you were getting from text messages this morning from teammates and players across the league?
Just a lot of congratulations from teammates, friends back home, family members, guys around the league that I've played with before. So it's obviously pretty nice, to get that, and just all in all, it's a very exciting day for me.
And at this point, do you feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulder where you can focus strictly on playing now at this point for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's nice to get it over with. It was never really, I don't think, a weight on my shoulders. It was just something that was there, and something that you guys like to talk to me about every couple of weeks or so, and but it was never really something that bothered me too much. I knew whether it was now after the season, this previous summer, I knew it was going to get done regardless, and until then, you never really know what to expect or what's going to happen. So here we are now.
What role did your family play in your decision making? You've mentioned them several times. What sort of conversations did you have with them?
I mean, they play a huge role. I'm very close with my family, and very fortunate to obviously have them. And what they do for me is incredible. What they've done for me since I was a kid. So they played a huge role, especially my dad, and talking, with Judd and Jeff, every day. Just getting a feel for it, and they want what's best for me, and as do Judd and Jeff, and they played a significant part, and I'm very lucky to have them.
You're one piece of the core here. Also, what do you think makes it special enough that you guys can potentially accomplish that goal you talked about?
Exactly. I mean, we've got so many special players, and like I said before, we want to build a championship team here in Toronto, make the city proud, and that starts with all of us in the locker room. So I want to be here for a long time, and obviously all the guys here want to win, make the city proud, give them what they deserve, and that's the Stanley Cup.
We know for certainty what salary is going to be now for the next 5 years. Do you know for certainty where you're going to be as a player, what you want to be? I know you have such high goals for yourself.
Yeah, of course. I do. And individually, I hold myself to a higher standard than I think anybody else does. So all that stuff, I kind of keep personal, but in the end, you're measured on championships, and that's what I want to do here is help this team and be productive in any way I can to win a championship, and that's the ultimate goal.
I'll take two more questions for Kyle about hockey players and bringing out more personality, and you wanting to bring out more personality. Does this give you freedom now to be more you?
I mean, regardless if I'm making $1 or $11 million, I mean, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to be myself every day, and to me, nothing really changes for me. Just I'm going to be myself every day. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to play hockey and do what I love, and now I'm fortunate to do it for a lot of money, like I have been the last couple of years. So, I feel very fortunate and very lucky, and especially to do it in a city like Toronto. It's something I never really imagined as a kid. So it's very special. I feel extremely honored.
How are you going to celebrate?
I go to dinner with my family. Spend some time with them. They came up this week, and we're going on a long road trip here, so it'll be nice to just kind of relax with them, and probably talk about some of the old days when I was a little kid that was probably a big disturbance to them, and now obviously signing this contract, a really special day for all of us.
Jacobs, thank you.
I'm not telling you.
Can you afford it?
All right.
Similar question for you, Kyle, as
Sure.
you gave over here. How important was this to get this done now, at least moving forward, given the business that you've got ahead of you and what you've just seen behind you?
Well, I think they're all important, Paul. We've got a number of very important players here to our program, and obviously there's been starting with John signing in the summer, and even you go back a few years to Morgan, Nas, and then trading for Freddie, and then Patrick Marleau electing to sign here, then John, and you're then Williams' deal. They're all pieces of the puzzle that have to fit. So obviously appreciate the work that Auston and his people put into this. It's been a long process, and I certainly understand when players don't want to deal with this during the season, but Judd and Jeff and Austin's family were excellent. So we really appreciate that. It's a big help to us, just in terms of having some certainty as we kind of navigate through here, leading into the trade deadline, and their cooperation was something that gave us the certainty to make the move last week for Jake, and having an idea from Judd about where we were going to land, and sort of finalizing that, not until the last few hours, but. It's that type of commitment from them that's allowed us to move on as an organization, and obviously we're thrilled to lock Auston in.
Kyle, how does a 5-year deal allow you to make things fit versus something that could have been longer?
I think the way that just the nature of deals are in hockey, Chris, if you for the younger players, if you want the longer term, you're also taking up more of their prime, so the AAV rises, and that was the intention at the beginning from Austin's side. They were focused on that, and just as we kind of work through it together and continue to have more discussions, we're trying to balance, obviously, keeping this together while also contending and not having to delete parts from it, and we're very thankful that they were willing to move from their desired term, and obviously everyone wants to be here for as long as possible, and we were able to find an AAV that works for everybody, and we were able to lock him in, and also to maintain some flexibility as we move ahead. So that's how it all kind of came to be.
When you look at how salaries are changing for guys on their second contracts,
Sure.
and you've experienced that now in 2 successive negotiations, how much more of a challenge is it to build a team that has a long span of contention when this is kind of the norm for second contracts for these kind of guys?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time talking about that, Bruce. I mean, it's our job. We're trying to, I think, as Auston touched on during his discussion, we're trying to build a team that can have sustained success. So not just contend once. I think you look, there's a litany of teams and all across every professional sport. They're very good teams for a long time, but they can't ever push it across the finish line. And I think a lot of that is luck related and luck based. And I think we want to give ourselves the maximum number of chances we can to make a real good go at it. So in saying that, keeping the young core of our team together, and then building out a program where they want to stay here on their subsequent contracts, I think that falls on us. It doesn't fall on the players, and it's up to us to explain it to them and to be very clear in our communications with them as they come along. But I think that the issue at hand here is one that we're very fortunate to have. It creates some headaches at times, but we do have a very talented young team, and we'd rather be trying to keep that together than probably where we were at the beginning, which was trying to build it up. So it's at times it can become a bit challenging, but we're fortunate to have the quality of people we have here as well. They're willing to work and to meet us halfway.
So Kyle, how do you, taking these things into consideration, how do you expect things to unfold then with Marner's camp?
Well, I think that's been a pretty clear one, Terry. We're respecting the wishes of Darren, and if they were to change their stance on it, then we're open to that. But for right now, we'll respect their wishes, and we'll carry on with the season here.
You've got other guys like Captain with
Sure.
what's going on with them?
As of right now, those are they're relatively both rookies, so both getting their feet wet in the league, and they've developed well under Mike and his staff this year after graduating from the Marlies last year. So we're just continuing to see them grow and mature, and obviously we know that they need contracts as well, but we'll continue to let the season play out and let that sample size grow, and we'll begin having some discussions with their people probably after the trade deadline.
Will this in any way set a precedent for the rest of the league?
I don't really worry about that. I worry about our team and our what we're responsible for here. I think we're beholden to the Maple Leafs, and I worry about what the people think when we walk in here and when I walk in the door at home, and I don't worry too much about the rest of the league. I'm sure some people will like it and some people won't, and that's just the way it goes.
When you do an investment like this in a player, how do your expectations grow and evolve for Auston now?
Well, I think it's. I think we made the. We make the investment in Auston because he's shown tremendous potential. He's he's a center, and he scores at an elite rate that few have matched in their first 3 years in hockey. And so with him, we know what he's capable of, and he's still only a very young man. And I think with that means he has a lot of potential that we have to help him to reach. So I think the contract signifies his talent level and his ability, and also for us, what we owe him in terms of helping him to continue to develop, on and off the ice as a young person. I mean, he comes from a great family, so he's got that instilled in him, and he's easy to work with and wants to get better and willing to do extra. And it's just for us now continuing to push that along as he, continues to grow and mature into his mid-20s and become one of the best players in the league.
Have there been any serious attempts to sign Auston back last summer? Was this a process that really picked up once you had Williams' situation set?
No, Judd has been great. We started talking, I think, really early July, right as soon as you're really able to. And these things are complicated. They're not as simple as people seem. But people want them to be at times. And Judd has been great in having continual dialogue and willing to discuss different scenarios and really. All across the board, different terms, different numbers, and so it's been a good process with Judd, very thorough, and so that's really been, there hasn't been any change since William signed, none at all.
Kyle, two more questions, guys. Kyle, at what point did it go from 8 years discussion to maybe 5, 6?
I think throughout we've been trying to be flexible throughout and try to figure out what works for everybody. So I couldn't really pinpoint a specific time. I think right off the opening, we started to discuss a number of different options that might be. That might be enticing to everybody, and it just kind of grew into the 5.
Getting this deal done now during the season, does that make your job easier in terms of negotiating with Marner once the season's over?
I'm not sure about that. I think Mitch is a wonderful young player. We love having him. He's someone who loves hockey every day and comes in, and he's the same, great energy, great enthusiasm, and that's his personal preference. There's going to be no pressure from us on that. For us, if they want to talk, we're here, but we're respecting their wishes, and I would expect everyone else would as well in terms of how they handle Mitch. And when they're ready to sit down, we'll talk. He's going to be a Toronto Maple Leaf for a long time, regardless of how we have to come to that. So it's no issue at all.